Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, CJ here, and this is a different kind of video because today I'm going to be showing you guys how I usually make my YouTube thumbnails and stuff in Photoshop. So the first thing you're going to want to do is have Photoshop, and as you can see, there's also no face cam. That is because it's very distracting. So this is a lesson. You guys need to learn art. So what you want to do, open this by using the File button, and then make 1920 by 1080, and click OK. Now, I was watching my friend Ryan's video, because he made a Photoshop tutorial, and his link will be down to that in the description, and I was thinking, how could I put a more twist on it? And well, I told him that he made 1280 by 720 thumbnails, and I told him 1920 by 1080 was available, and he was like, wow, okay. But nonetheless, today we're going to be making one of my newest upcoming videos, thumbnails, which I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not because this is just going to be a test, but either way it's going to be a lot of fun. So what you usually want to do is not open up that. You want to open up File Explorer. Don't mind all my documents because it's cramped, and yeah, I went through basically a terabyte of storage, but I have this, so it's okay. So we're going to click this, right? Actually, no. Never mind. We're going to go into this. See, I'm making a tutorial in Photoshop, but I'm not making a tutorial on how I navigate my freaking computer because this is dumb. So I'm going to go to videos, and how I usually do it is I'll go to Subnautica and I'll click on the video in question and I'll select it. And I'll play through it a little bit, and I'll just go through and I'll find a good part that I really like, a part that like makes it look super fancy, you know, like really high quality part or something like that, something that's not going to look lame when you start editing it. Like all this is too dark. You just got to basically cut through until you have something that you're proud enough with. So what we're going to do is like this is nice, okay? So you want to do, you want to hide the cursor, and what I do, I just print screen on the keyboard. It should be PRTSC. If you guys don't have that button, then get a screenshot or anything. Then you just go into your Photoshop where you have it, and then you just can paste it, right? But this is boring, this is lame, nobody likes this. So what I usually do, I hit Control and T on the keyboard so I could transform it. And if not, just go up to transform controls. It should be somewhere up in here if you don't have it enabled, and it should be good. So what I usually do now is I expand it like this, right? And to set something like this, and that's also ugly, so just press enter and it should reformat. So we're here. And what we're gonna do is take this. I usually like to blur it before I do the next part because it makes it look a little bit nicer. So like, even though it's like you can't even really notice it, and you really won't notice it, it makes it, I feel like it works a little bit better, because if not, no, I do not want that one. You use this then, and then you just, never mind. You want to use the spot healing tool, which is what I thought I selected. Be careful because they look identical. It's kind of stupid, but it's whatever. I mean, I can't control it. And you just want to go, I'm gonna increase the size to like this. You want to edit out anything that's ugly that doesn't really make any sense to be in the photo. You can do it just like that, and then just touch it up until it looks normal. See? You can't even tell it was there. And if you do, just blur it out. So what I usually like to add on to it is like, I'll do something like this, and I'll go up to filter, and then render, and I'll do like a lens flare. But what I'm going to do is actually drop a Gaussian blur on it, and I kind of like to go back out a little bit, just to kind of unfocus it. And if you can't really unfocus it, because I'm going to make things like pop. So you can see it like this. So then I'm going to show you. You want to open, and you want to, I have it saved as SN logo. But you basically want to get the logo of whatever you're using, and you want to select it. And then you want to go back and Control T, or Control V, sorry, and then use it, and you can expand it. Now, pay in mind that on videos, like there's like a timestamp mark right here on usually on something, so you want to stay away from that. So what I'm going to do is conform it to like this, right? And I'm going to expand it just a little bit, and I find a good corner. Do I want it here? Do I want it here? Or do I want it here? But in my mind, I've already got a picture of what I want here. So we have this, we have the logo. Now we're going to go into the footage, which this is kind of weird because it's poor audio quality. And yes, it looks horrible before I edit it. Do not judge me, it is just the iPhone. So you go through, same thing, and I look, you can see the shadow on the wall, it's cool. It's whatever. So you find a good spot, a good thumbnail, right? So usually what I do, I find one at the end.
It's been a while.
We're just gonna edit out that audio because that is horrible. I can find the button for it because I have. Okay, I'm gonna mute that. Don't mind that. So there we go. I kind of like that. So you take something like that, you print screen that as well. You go out, minimize. You don't need it anymore. It's trash. And you want to Control V on this, right? Now this kind of makes me look a little weird, so we're going to kind of expand it just a tad bit. And you want to use this object called the pen tool. So then what you want to do, it'll take some getting used to, of course, because it's kind of tricky. You want to select like at a point, and then you want to just press and hold until you can get like proper angles on this. So you want to do that, and instead of like erasing around a person, which is what I used to do, I used to erase around my image that I was trying to crop out. Instead of erasing around it, now you can just select it, which even if we don't do a 100% job, it'll still be better, and I can touch it up in Photoshop because Photoshop is awesome. So it's really nothing too difficult, and it gives you a really nice thumbnail result. So I'm gonna go on ahead and just continue to get all this mess up. Just Control Z, and you can continue to go get around the headphones. If you miss a part, it's okay. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. So now we're gonna go down and follow the shoulder, which is kind of hard to do because it's like a black shirt and it matches with this kind of, and I'm also blind. So whenever you do that, you just right click and you press make selection, and then you just smack that enter button and you Control C and you can get rid of this, and we still want that. So then you do that, right? And you're still looking at that. That's pretty hideous, but we'll figure out what to do with that in a second. So you Control T, and what I usually do is I like to stick it in the corner and then just transform it till it starts to look somewhat normal, and then I press enter, and I'm gonna drag that logo right in front, kind of move it around just a little bit, play with it, do whatever you want. And you want to add something else over here, otherwise it's just gonna look lame. But we're not done editing me yet, so we're gonna go over here, kind of expand this up just a little bit, and I'm gonna drag that over. Okay, so you want to enter, and we grab that pen tool again. I'm gonna go over, and you want to kind of just edit this with the pen tool. It's kind of simple. But I usually like to leave the headphone line in there too, because I feel like it looks nice. I don't know. Also, it kind of looks weird with there just being a random headphone thing there. So if you really want maximum compatibility, just keep remembering to tuck that cord away if you're going to take a thumbnail shot. But then there's this. And it still looks weird. It doesn't look as nice or as good as it should. So what you can do is go down here, press that, and then you can do a stroke. And I usually set the color to like a white color. I feel like it contrasts more. And you can increase the size. I usually like to do like 8 or something, but I think today I'm gonna do 14. Maybe 13 or 12. Should I do 12? Yeah, we'll do 12. So you can do that, and then you can add a drop shadow if you want. And I like I just like messing with the settings, making myself seem like a sticker instead of like being on the paper, because I feel like that's kind of nice. It's just like, you know, but you can also shadow it up and do an outer glow. And what I do with that is I change the color to white on the outer glow, set the opacity up, and I change the spread size and the regular size to like that, until you get like a nice kind of glow around you, you see. Then you can do that. And you want to do like the same with the logo to make it pop. So you just go to stroke, and you might have to do some editing depending on how it is, but usually you don't have to, because usually there's like ugly little bits and pieces down there. But you should be good for now. So we're going to go to 9, change that text size to that. See, now we can actually picture, is this too crowded? Do we need to move it over here? Which I think in this case, here would probably be the best option, but the timestamp is what's going to cover it. So now that we have this, we can start imagining, like, we want it to be filled. You want it to not be too filled though. So if I take my character now, and I expand it to this, and I do something like that, then I can drag the logo in turn over here, maybe drag it up here, I don't know. I feel like that kind of looks nice, but some logos work with it, some don't, so you just gotta kind of be careful. So I'm gonna bring that over here, and take my character guy, and rotate it just a little bit more, expand it down. That's kind of too big, so that should be perfect right there. So there's that, right? And you can go up to filter if you want, and you can add like a liquefy, but you just gotta find that. And you can get like the bulge if you want, and just make your eyes a little bit bigger. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but at the same exact time, it kind of works. Because people are like, oh, is he surprised or what? You know, look at that. It's kind of weird. I look kind of sad though. So you could fix that. Just go to filter, liquefy, just get this, and then just go like that. You could add lusciousness to your face and all. No, we're not going to do that. You can make yourself have a big nose. We're not going to do that either. Nope. Okay. What we're going to do is this. Just do that. No. We're going to do that kind of like here. There we go. Make yourself smile a little bit more. Oh my god, I look like some sort of weird thing. I don't like that at all. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to here, and we're going to go to filter, render, and now we can add in our lens flare. So look at the scene of the lighting. Lighting comes from down there. We're glowing too, so just pop it in right there, and you see you get cool little effects. If you need to, if you really want to, you could add in a secondary lens flare. I mean, it's up to you. But just pay in mind of what's going to like show up. I feel like that's kind of nice. It has like a nice little splashy thing to it. So you can do that, right? You get that. We're going to add a drop shadow to this though, because I don't like how it just sticks right there. So we're going to go there. We're going to change the spread size. Okay, that looks nice. Change the spread size to that. And the regular size to this. You can add an outer glow if you want. I usually don't add that on the logos because I feel like it looks a little strange, you know. And now we can go here, and you see like the bright lights on the headphones. What I usually do, because I love me some lens flares, so I'll just change the lens flare size and set it like right on the headphone. Usually I miss a few times because of bad handing and handshaking and stuff. And you can hit it, you know. And you can just add some lens flares. You just mess with it, add in some extra effects if you want. Just basically find a style that's yours, and you could just work with it like that. See? That's a lens flare. See? Kind of looks kind of nice. It pulls your eye. You look over here. You look over there. Right? But if you really wanted to get creative, which for this episode alone, we'll do it. I usually don't do it, but you can go like, let's see. What could we use this with? No, it'll be okay. So what we could do now is take like, since the caves look nice, and since we're going to base this around a cave thing, what we could do is take like this, because this looks really nice, right? It kind of looks the same as what we had before too, like this a little bit. So we could do, let's do that. And then what I usually do now is just expand it. And I call it layer manipulation, just because I want to sound cool. But it's really just doing some weird crap. So you expand it till you can't expand it anymore, find a nice spot for it, and then you just plop it down. And I just changed the opacity on it. It's like that. So you get something kind of cool. And you can drag all the other stuff in front of it or drag this behind it. And then you see it looks nice. So then you can always change the layers. And it adds like other stuff in the background, you see. And then whenever you get your thumbnail looks really cool because you have the stroke and the lens flare and the logo. I mean, you can really move the logo wherever you want. But if you also really want to get creative, what you could do is take the pen tool, which I'm just going to show you this for this. So you want to go like that, go over, and then go down, and then make selection. Yes, we're not keeping this probably, but unless it ends up looking really nice. Take this, and then you can just erase. Okay, and then go here, change that up to that. And then you have this like split in the center. And the reason why I like to use the split sometimes is because it just... I feel like it kind of looks nice, but you can also do that to blend it. See what I'm saying? And then if you do like that, it still looks weird, but you just add a stroke in between the two and you are good to go. Never mind, I don't want to install Java. So you take like this, and you can go like that, and just connect it up here, and go down, and then connect that here, and then go up. Make selection, yes. Find the color white again, because white just highlights on like a blue contrasting background, which is like my favorite color to use in Photoshop. And then that is gray. Never mind, that is white, but it's just weird. Okay. Probably because we have the opacity on that layer set up. So we're going to go up here and we're going to change the opacity to that. And now you see you have a split right here. You have two different backgrounds, and you have a lens flare, and you got your character with the weird eyes, and then the logo. Just be kind of careful and make sure that you erase all of it. Be careful, don't erase that. So just erase that. So you got the lens flares, you got all of it. See? It works. So that was basically just my Photoshop tutorial on this. This is how I make my thumbnails as of 2018. I'm sure it's going to change over time, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. Make sure at all costs you set it by 1920 by 1080 unless you're trying to go retro, then I respect that. So you just go save as, and then desktop, and then we're just gonna save it as Subnautica. We're just gonna, it doesn't matter, you can save it as whatever, and then just go to JPEG format, save, and make sure you increase that up because YouTube allows up to 2 megabytes, so it's only 764.1 K. I don't know what else it's called. Press enter, and then you can just search for it. So just go Subnautica, and then you'll be able to find it. There it is, and there is your thumbnail. Perfectly good. But on YouTube, it formats it so this doesn't look as weird, or also you don't have to stretch it as much. It's up to you, however you prefer to do it. So if we wanted to, we could really shrink it down. I kind of like how it pops up in front of that though. So we could do something like this. I'm gonna unrotate it though, just because I don't like the rotation too much. It is more or less just for you guys to see. So just always make sure you have like a perfect balance. If you have something over here, make sure you have something over here. Have an interesting background. Make sure to share with everybody. Let them all know how it goes. And if you do any changes, make sure you just rename it. So I'm just gonna rename it to 1, and that'll be okay. And that'll be my Subnautica thumbnail for my most upcoming video. So I want to thank you all for watching this tutorial. I know it's kind of weird, but it's cool. I hope this taught you guys something. If it did, be sure to leave a like. If you guys are new to the channel and you like what you see, be sure to subscribe. Turn on notifications if you want more videos. If you have anything else you want me to help teach you guys on about, let me know. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Until then, see ya.